welcome everybody to another video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we're using Skull Merchant as always, using probably one of the weirdest builds I've ever used in my entire channel, but it's actually going to work. I've kind of seen it as a meme, but the meme is actually pretty good. The first perk we'll be using is Dark Devotion. What the perk does, basically after we enter the Obsession by any means, our terror radius automatically gets transferred to them, and basically we can become untouchable and they automatically hear terror radius. Then we have Deadman's Switch. What this perk does, after we hook a survivor, the perk will activate. Once a survivor gets off any gen for the first time, that gen gets blocked by the entity for 50 seconds. We have Scourge Hook Pain Resident. We all know this perk does, but basically, if we hook a survivor for the first time on a Scourge Hook, the gen with the most progress will automatically lose 20% and start regressing. And then lastly, we have Trail of Torment. What this perk does, after we kick a generator, so we become untouchable forever until the generator stops progressing. But the problem is the survivors can see the aura of the generator in yellow. We have the add-on Supercharge, very simple. Our cloud traps last 15% longer on survivors. And then we have Iridescent Unpublished Manuscript. When a survivor decides to disable a drone, that drone automatically makes a 32-meter terror radius, and we become untouchable for 15 seconds. We could have used adaptive lighting, making our untouchable side effect last longer when we place our drone down, but I chose to use Supercharge because of the fact that Supercharge is really useful for keeping survivors cloud trapped longer. Also, if you want to, you can change Supercharge out for remote. I think it's called remote stereo mic. What it does is basically it makes our drones come back faster once they have been disabled. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I read every single comment, and I also love reading y'all's comments, and thank y'all for all support y'all have been giving the channel in the recent videos. Of course, make sure you join the Discord server. Link will be in the description. Well, basically, you can join and talk with a community of people like me and also everyone else who enjoys Skull Merchant and other games that I'll be playing in the future. So stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get straight to the game so I can show you how wacky but also good this build is. Okay, playing on the Shattered Square. A pretty good map for Skull Merchant because the map is insanely small. Now, I don't really expect to win that many games with this build, to be completely honest, because it's completely wacky. But it is funny, the ability to basically transfer our terror radius on different places. Now, the first game, we're going to be using Trail Torment, and the second game, we're going to change Trail Torment out for, I believe it's called, not Undone. Unforeseen. And what Unforeseen does basically is a perk from the unknown where after you could kick a generator, the generator will automatically gain a 32-meter terror radius and will become untouchable as a result. So I was gonna chase that person, but I was like, you know what, it'd be smarter to chase this person who doesn't see it. So I'm gonna try and swing, but they're like, lol, no, you thought pallet. So as a result, I get blinded, literally, and I can't see anything or the auras and stuff. Yeah, it's weird. I can see the aura things. I wonder why. That's interesting. Well, I'm stupid. That's Champion of Light. Okay. Now, I was gonna say, I wonder why I didn't get blinded, but no, that's a different perk. So there's a perk called, I believe, Residual Manifest that survivors can use. And what that perk does, basically, if you blind the killer, they actually get hit with the blind side effect. It is the only time where a survivor can inflict the blind side effect on a killer. Also, right there, I hit that survivor who's the Obsession. Now my terror rate is transferred to her, but the reason why I continue chasing her anyway is that I didn't see anyone else, so I was like, well, might as well get a crook down if I can. I've already injured one person, so spreading the love is always a good thing. Also, I really like the fact that I chose to use this Skull Merchant weapon because I like this saw a lot. Sadly, we don't get the ability to stop that generator from getting popped because of the fact that I didn't hook her fast enough, but on the bright side, we do have that man switch, so now if a survivor tries to get off a generator, it will automatically become, blocked by NC. So this girl is injured, so I'm like, I'll go after you. But the problem is, I was like, wait a minute, I don't really care about that. So I'm gonna go over here and chase this person, who is not injured, I believe, so that's fine. But this pallet is really unsafe. I want to try and get a claw trap hit if I can, but it's probably not gonna happen. I do move faster. She's gonna try and just hide on the drone, but I can just move the drone if I want to, or just swing at her. Because she's trying to hide on the drone. She can probably get cloud trap right here. But actually she does not. There we go. Oh, there we go. She's one more scan. She's cloud trap. I thought she was gonna block the window, but she actually didn't block the window. She's going towards the main building. But because of them and switch, the generator got blocked. So I can afford to basically do this. So I know she's like right above me. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait for her to drop down. But she's like, I'm not gonna drop down yet. Then she's gonna stay injured and basically get cloud trap and move slower. So I'm gonna go up here, make her drop down. She's gonna get slowed down. Balance landing's not gonna work because she's gonna have balance landing, and she gets obliterated. which I'm fine with this. Now, the reason why I have dead man switch, I didn't want the survivors to do the generators too fast, but then also because of the fact that, say for example, I don't know for sure how this works. I rarely use Trail Torment, and I rarely use dead man switch with Trail Torment, but I'm assuming if I kick a generator that has Trail Torment on it, and the survivor tries to work on the generator, and the generator gets blocked, I still keep the untenable status effect because of the fact that they didn't end up doing it. But I don't know, when you block a gen by the entity doesn't, the generator no longer regresses. So I don't know that's gonna stop the actual perk activating. I don't know that for sure, but I was trying to test that out to see. Hopefully we get to see it in this video, but I don't really know for sure how that works. Now, because the Cloud decided to not vault the window, she ends up dying. I don't know why. I don't understand. Like, instead of going towards the window, she was like, I want to go to the pallet. I'm not going to drop the pallet either. So I don't really understand what she was thinking, to be completely honest, but whatever. So I'm going to hook her on a score trick. I kind of am wasting all my score tricks, to be completely honest. I don't really care. As a result, that generator has become blocked, so now they can't use it for 50 seconds, which is really English, really useful for me, not for them. But then I'm untettable thanks to the unpublished manuscript add-on. But this survivor has eyes, so they're just going to see me. They're gonna drop down, but they don't have balance landing, so I'm gonna get a free hit on them, which is fine by me. Transfer my terror rays over to her because she is the obsession. And then I thought I saw somebody over here, but in reality, there she is. I thought I saw somebody over here. And she's gonna try to use a flashbang on me, but I'm like, no, you're not. And I want to get a hit on her because of the fact that she's in the middle of nowhere. So I'm untenable right now, so I'm gonna try and sneak up on these two survivors who are healing, because it's probably Nia and the other girl who just got off the hook. Now, of course, this map's kind of bad for this, but I should have honestly brought a map offering. I never use map offerings, but I probably should have brought a map offering because of the fact that what's it called? Drop shy by the way. Because if I brought a map offering, it would have been an indoor map, and then it'd be really hard for survivors to figure out where to go. Actually, I might do that. I think I'll make, maybe if y'all want to see the, I'm gonna probably do it anyway. You don't have to comment. But long story short, I'm gonna probably do another video with the same build, but I'm gonna actually bring a map offering. Probably Larry's, because Larry's is a really good map for indoor shenanigans. Because the entire map is basically indoors. I'm hoping for no decided strike and no decided strike, so we're good. I look up because I'm afraid of a random, just like a random flashbang save again. But notice how, like, even though we literally only did like nothing for like a whole minute, no survivors did any gens because, well, Deadman Switch blocked the gen, and our terror rate is everywhere and then nowhere at the same time. So survivors have no idea where we are. So that's really good. But I think I'm gonna do this build again, but I'm gonna purposely use map offerings and try and get into an indoor map because indoor maps are funny. I wonder if I do Larry, or should I do Midwich? So because that girl was like, I'm not gonna heal myself, the gen is more important, she ends up dying. We're gonna kill that generator and become undetectable, and then put a drone down because I want someone to get scanned, hopefully. But I'm gonna try and go for the save. I'm afraid of like a random pallet save or a random, not pallet save, a random flashbang. Because once I see one flashbang, it makes me just assume that everyone's running flashbangs because I hate flashbangs. I don't really hate flashbang. I just hate when they use background player flashbang plays. And I hate when they do locker flashbang plays. You can't stop a locker flashbang, but you can stop a locker flashlight. And behavior, for some reason, why still hasn't fixed that. All behavior has to do is make it so that way if you open us, or if you get a survivor out of a locker, who are immune to all flashbangs and all flashlights for like 4 seconds, like 4 seconds. All you have to do. But instead, they're just never gonna change it because behavior. And it makes me mad because like it's such a simple change, but they're not gonna change it. So because I'm untenable across the entire map, the survivors have no idea where I'm coming from. And I should be able to sneak up on somebody, but nope. She's like, I see you, smart girl. Now the reason why I dropped a drone down, even though yes I was untenable technically, I dropped the drone down because I knew that if she did, okay, really bad play. If she did, end up stopping the generator from being completed, at least I'll still be untenable. Oh, sorry, stop the generator from progressing, and I will lose my Trail Torment. At least I'll become untenable thanks to my perk. So now Trail Torment has been disabled, so I'm no longer untenable, sad days. But Deadman Switch activated, so that means the generator with the most progress, well, a generator basically, is no longer being used. And then I should be able to kill this Claudette, because Claudette's dead on hook. And hopefully I can get her down really easily. And notice how they have done no gens. Like this one, the ability to just not have terror radius, or technically have a terror radius and be everywhere, It's really messing up these survivors. It's kind of funny. It's not really a mean build, but it's kind of a mean build because the whole point of it is he's behind me. By the way, he's behind me. The whole point of it is like this movie trail race around be really confusing for survivors, and it's actually working out. So that's pretty useful. Now right here, I didn't see that generator has been blocked. It's gonna be blocked for an additional like 25 seconds. I should have probably tried to grab her, but I didn't. Activate trail from on the generator, and then go after Claudette, who is dead on hook because of the fact that she's dead on hook. And it makes more sense to go after Claudette than it does to go after anybody else. They're gonna probably go back on that generator, and I'm gonna lose my trail tournament, but it's fine because of the fact that Claudette went back over here towards the generator instead of going somewhere else to heal, because survivors would rather risk their lives doing gens, I missed by the way, than actually, you know, healing themselves, which I guess is fine. Then we're gonna hook her on a score trick. Keep in mind I have no score tricks by the way anymore, but it's fine because now that score trick activate, and I can get up this girl off the generator over here. But instead, what ends up happening is somebody fails a skill check, and that's the reason why they end up missing that. So this girl is smart and dead hearts and does a gen, which is a smart idea on paper, but the issue is now you're kind of just dead. So okay, but because it was another gen being completed, actually is a really smart idea. So now that one gen is blocked, so they can't do it. We all know this gen right here is at like 50%, so I'm gonna assume the main gen has not been touched at all. And if I go right here, there is actually nobody on this gen. So I'm gonna kick that, activate trail tournament, and now I'm immune. Now I'm untouchable. I'm gonna go up here just to see if a survivor's up here or not. There's nobody up here. So I'm gonna kick the generator anyway because of the fact that I want to be at 0% instead of that 2% it's at right now. So that's why I kicked that gen. And now, in theory, we should be able to figure out where the survivors are and just easily hook them because they're right here. And but keep in mind I'm untouchable, so they can't see my terror radius. Oh, they can't hear my terror radius. They can't see my red stain. I believe this girl's at a hook actually. She's the me obsession. Now my terror radius on her, so I'm hoping that'll catch them off guard even more. But in reality, it doesn't. Now I probably should not have gone after this girl, and I got fat shamed. You know, Scrumberg too thick, because she couldn't get through that area. But it's fine because this girl kind of made a really weird play. She went back towards the shack. So I used my untouchable side effect to basically go back over here. I'm afraid this generator is being close to done. And I was actually right. I'm so glad I checked that. If I didn't check that, that gen would have definitely popped. So I'm trying to get her a claw trap right here, but she's actually smart and she decides to just stay ducking. Which is, I missed somehow? What the world? Okay. And as a result, I'm going to just hit her, try and get a speed buff, but instead I just get nothing. And she kind of ran towards literally air, because the back of this building is literally nothing. And then obviously they're hard, so I used my radar tech. I talked about that in my last killer video, where basically I said, if you think this rubber has dead hard, just put your radar up, and the survivors will see a different animation change, and they will dead hard immediately on instinct, because they're like, oh wow, he changed from walking, or well I guess in Scrubber's case, sliding, which means that basically he's gonna try and swing, and then you're gonna end up getting a free hit because of the fact that basically they're going to do their heart. Now she's in dead on hook, but now I believe everyone is dead on hook. But I'm kind of afraid they're gonna do a generator and get out the game fast, which is probably gonna happen. I don't really care if they get out the game, honestly, because I had a lot of fun with this game. So this generator is actually still being not worked on. But then I heard the sound of like a little bit of gen progress. I was like, wait a minute, there's someone on the gen, and there actually was someone on the gen. So now the generator is no longer progressing, but it is blocked, so I'm not really worried. Now I was gonna go kick this gen over here and try and activate Trail Tournament again, but the problem is if I kick the gen, they're just gonna quickly do it because it's right next to the stupid survivor. So I was like, I know I saw somebody on my radar, so where are they at? And then I'm like, they're going for the unhook most likely, which they are, so I'm gonna try and intercept that. But I want to also kick that gen. This girl's dead on hook, but I'm not gonna go after her because the fact she has a speed buff and she has borrowed time, so there's no point. And I was supposed to kill that generator, but because I injured the obsession with my drone, remember how I talked about at the beginning of the video, where if you injure anybody, well, if you injure the obsession by any means, they will automatically become Trail Torment, or not, they'll automatically become hit with the, what's it called? With the Dark Devotion. As a result, she now has a terror radius on her, so all the other survivors don't know where I'm coming from. But I also can see her on the radar because she did get injured by a claw trap. Keep in mind this claw trap lasts even longer than the supercharge. So as a result, we're going to hit her, and we should be able to hook her but they're gonna probably finish the generator before I can do anything because I have the weirdest hook spawns ever. Like, that's a really weird spawn. But they're gonna probably complete the generator before I can do anything, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. Now, damage would activate, so now if they get off a generator, it'll be blocked. But they do a generator, and they're like, no, actually, we're gonna do that gen. So I think they're gonna probably try and go towards this hook right here. Not hook, sorry. This exit gate. Keep in mind, I'm much y'all to realize I probably post like 40 different scoreboarding games. I don't think I've ever gotten to the exit gate before. Besides the, the hatch being closed, which is kind of funny. So it's kind of a cool, kind of an interesting thing. I post so many scoreboarding games. I think they never go to end game. So this is kind of funny. But the one time I'm not using an in-game build and the actual game goes to in-game. But because of the fact that Scoreboard has some cool tech, you can put a drone right next to a exit gate, and the survivors will literally have to disable the drone if they want to do the exit gate. And if they don't, then the drone will murder them and they'll become injured automatically and they'll be shown towards me. So all I have to do is wait for somebody to do exit gate, and then basically I will be good. But I want to replace exit gate, replace this drone because I thought I placed it incorrectly, just in case. So now all we have to do is wait. So to be honest, only one survivor is gonna probably get out of here alive because they both have to try and do one of the drones. So I'm gonna try and find a survivor. I saw somebody. So who is this? It is the Nia. So Nia is gonna try and get chased. But then the Young Drenly, my favorite survivor by the way, she's like, oh wait a minute, I am going to I can tell that Scrumber is coming towards me. So I'ma just, run away. But this Nia is like, okay, Stormer is gonna go over there, so clearly I have time to go over here. I used that heart, and I used that heart. That was such a bad dead heart. It's funny too, because even if she did successfully use her dead heart, she would not have gotten far. So I don't know why she even tried, but whatever. Anyway, she gets down. So like I said before, only one survivor is gonna be able to get out of here because literally, there's no way. Now imagine they made an add-on where the scroll merchant said, if you're cloud trapped, you can't leave. You're incapacitated, you can't leave. Well, I wouldn't go incapacitated, but basically, imagine they have an add-on for scroll merchant where basically, if you are cloud trapped, you can't leave the game. That'd be kind of broken to be honest, but like, imagine. But anyway, that was the first game of the video where we use a really interesting build. Now we're going to use the exact same build again, but this time we're going to change out Trail Torment for, I forgot what it's called. And that's not Undone. All unknown perks have un in them, so I got to figure out the name. It's not Undone. It's not Unbound. Unforeseen. We're going to use Unforeseen, and I will show y'all that game immediately because that game is actually really funny. Unforeseen is a really good perk. I kind of forgot how good it was until I used it literally in this game, but of course she had a sipped it, by the way. She deserves to die. But anyway, let's go to the next game, second show. Oh, not as a syringe. Let's go to the next game, second show how great this build is. Okay, playing on Blood Lodge, which is kind of funny because it's the exact same map I played on last killer game I used. I did actually. So Blood Lodge, again, like I said in the last killer game, is a really weird map for Scrum Merchant. Basically, it's not a bad map. It just really depends on the gen spawns. Normally, break the wall, Superman that wall, and it's just right here. Normally, 2 gens or 3 gens spawn on one side of the map, and the rest spawn on the other side of the map. The 2 gens that spawn far away from me are never ever going to be touched, and the gens that spawn close are great. With my speed buff, I should be able to catch the survivor and get a free hit, but because of the fact that I tried to move the drone, by the way, and I ended up pressing the wrong button, I do that a lot. I'll put my radar down, and I'll try and move the drone, and the game's like, no. I'm like, my bad. So, I should be able to get a quick down right here, because this guy, I can tell, is going to try his hardest to not get cloud trap, but then proceeds to get cloud trap immediately. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen this tower before, so I did not realize that the window was right there, but it's fine. Even though I believe he got pretty far distance, he was slowed down slightly by the drone, so as a result, he didn't really get very far. Now all I have to do is mind game this correctly, which I did, and he down. Which, in theory, should be before any gens are done, but knowing this game is probably not going to be like that. So I'm going to try and hook him on the score trick because I can activate Dead Man Switch on whatever generator has the most progress and block it. And then I will hopefully be able to find a different generator and kick that one to activate Unforeseen. This is one reason why I don't really use, by the way, I don't really use Gen Kit perks and Score Trick Pin Resonance together. I try not to, because sometimes, like, you activate, well, that's not true. Gen Kit perks and Score Trick Pin Resonance together are fine, but Gen Kit perks and Surge together are kind of because you end up, basically, using Surge, and then Surge will activate, and as a result, you can't kick the gen anymore because the generator is automatically regressing thanks to Surge, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. Now, either I never play on Auto Haven records very often, or I just don't know what I'm doing. I have never seen this tile with this giant trash can right here. It's so a dumpster. It's so weird. Like, I did not realize it could spawn like that because there's literally no mind game. Like, there's the tile is so big that there's just nothing I can do about it. So right here, this guy decides to run for his life. He's actually pretty smart. He basically doesn't want to try and loop in certain areas because he knows if he tries to loop, he'll just die. So what happens is I hit him and he's the obsession. So Dark Devotion activates, and now I have no terror radius, so I'm going to go after this Ada, who I should be able to get a free hit on because she can't see my terror radius. Even though I'm literally mind gaming my red stain, but I don't have a red stain. I don't know why I always do that. I kind of forget like I don't have a red stain, but I still look in one direction just to see if the survivors will like are cognizant of the fact that I am looking in one direction. So right here, she's gonna definitely get mind game because she can't see my red stain and get obliterated. So yes, I was kind of funny in the next patch where Spring Trap is coming out. They're actually buffing Dark Devotion, which I never thought they would buff Dark Devotion because Dark Devotion is a really weird perk. All they're really doing is they're making it so that way it lasts for 45 seconds instead of 30 seconds, and they're increasing the terror radius from being 32 meters to being 40 meters, which is really useful. And Dark Devotion is not only a bad perk, it is the requirement to use it is kind of stupid. You have to hit the obsession, so bad. Then this guy ends up getting murdered. I don't know why he is sitting right here. The obsession, by the way. So I'm hoping no one gets a pass on me, and luckily no one got a pass on me, so we're good. So we've already hooked 3 survivors, and we've only done 1 gen, which in my opinion is pretty good progress. So we're going to try and go back towards the hook, because we are technically untouchable, thanks to the fact that we did hit the survivor, we did hit the obsession. So because of the fact we're untouchable, I'm trying to catch somebody off guard, but what ends up happening is I end up not catching him off guard. So I'm still untouchable, so they can't see where I am, but now it's gone, so I'm like, well. So they already did the main gen, by the way, so I'm not worrying about that. And they're going to probably do the gen across the entire map because of the fact that it's a really good gen. I'm going to try and hit this guy. I was hoping maybe he would let go of the drone and then he'd become cloud trapped and get injured, but he's like low now. So now he's going to get cloud trapped because he got, what's it called, hit by my drone. I'm not untouchable because I don't have any untouchable yet, but he's going to vault the window. And I expected him to vault it back because of the fact that he saw me go around, but he actually does not. And then I get not really a mind game, but I didn't even hear him go that way. But I felt like the fact that I couldn't go back, so I was like, okay. And as a result, I knew he was gonna go back towards the pallet. So I was like, well, you can go towards the pallet. Now, part of me wants to hit the obsession again, so I can transfer my terror rays over. But then part of me wants to just not go after him because of the fact that I want to tunnel. But as a result, I used my untouchable side effect to my advantage, and basically, I get flashlight saved. That kind of sucks. So basically, I made a really good play right there, and then it got countered by the flashlight. But basically what I did was I used my untouchable side effect, and I used the fact that the survivors are probably solo queuing, and that they are trying to pay attention to what the game is showing them. The game is showing them the fact that I basically am chasing somebody. So they're going to think to themselves, well, I can't hear a terror radius, and I know he's chasing somebody, which means that basically the Storm Merchant is going to be chasing somebody. I have time to mend myself. But in reality, what's happening is he ended up not looking around and got hit because I'm untouchable. But the problem is it didn't really matter because the survivors were like, well, it didn't really matter because the other girl was like, I have a flashlight. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to break this pallet, but I'll make sure he goes a little bit to the right. That way, basically, he ends up going towards the shack. So I know he's going to draw the pallet on me, so I'm going to prepare mentally for him to vault it back. He doesn't vault it back because he has a check spot. But now I'm undetectable, so hopefully I can catch him off guard with my non-red stain, so he won't know where I'm going to swing at. I'm expecting a dead hard, but it actually is no dead hard. And so he runs towards, for some reason, he runs towards the exit gate, like he wants to get out, but he can't get out yet. And we're going to hook him on a score trick, even though I'm pretty sure I've already hooked him on a score trick before, but oh well. Oh, I have not, actually. Great. So now the gem with the most progress automatically got blocked, well, automatically lost 20%. The problem is that man switching activated until just now, so I'm wondering what generator it's on, but it's probably on a generator across the map that I don't care about. Yep, it's on that one. I thought so. So as a result, I don't even care about that gen. That gen is so, if you look on the map, that gen is literally so far away from the other gens that it's not even important. That's why whenever a survivor runs in that direction, I don't even chase them. It's not because of the, oh, I may got Scrum Merchant trying to 3-gen. No, it's not that. It's literally, why would I chase the Survivor towards the area that has the most pallets? Because I haven't ever been over there before. And also only has 1 gen when I can literally stay in the area that has 4 gens. It makes only logical sense. Why would I go across the map to that 1 generator when there's 4 ones right? Like, okay. So because of this reason, I'm kind of just staying in this area. And keep in mind, because that gen is blocked, they can't even work on it. So they kind of have to go where I am. So I'm going to hit this guy, so I can transfer my terror rates over to him. Cause I expect somebody to be on this gen. Now, even though I just said the words, why would I go over here? Well, the problem is someone definitely is over here anyway, so I might as well try and get them injured. So I expect him to try and go for the window, which he does. But because of the fact that I expected this, I was put a drone down in the right direction. I did not get power stun for some reason, and now I'm going to chase him. He should get injured by a claw trap, but then I realized, wait a minute. Why would I go over there when literally, again, there's no point in me going over there? So I'm become untouchable, lose it, regain it, and now I should be able to catch somebody off guard. And luckily for me, there are 2 people right here. So I'm gonna claw. Oh, no, there's 1 person right there. I'm gonna claw trap him. He is gonna run towards the middle of the map, or to the other side of the map again, where the generators are. Don't care about that. So instead, we're gonna mind game and use untouchable status effect to go after this guy, who is now dead on hook, which I feel kind of bad for, but oh well. And in case you don't understand what I just did, I made a really good play. I basically chased 1 person, used my untouchable status effect to go after a different person, claw trapped him. Because I claw trapped him, the survivors probably think I'm going after him. I started the chase, but then I became untouchable and I went after the guy who's injured. So basically, I caught 2 survivors off guard and got a kill as a result. And that's kind of how this build works. You basically want to just go around the entire map, be really, really spooky, and not let the survivors know your next move. It literally is the not knowing your survivors the next move build. Now this guy's injured, so I should be able to go for a hopefully quick down. Because this tile is no pallets on, it's literally just windows. So he dies. This tile I actually do know. The tile where that 1 gen is, I had no idea what that was. I don't think I've ever seen a tile before. Like a pallet in the middle, but there's a window on the left. That feels so weird. I don't like that. But anyway, now I'm gonna go preferably towards the guy who I know is Clawtrap, because of the fact that I know where he is. So he's literally not even in the gen. He's actually in the middle of like the absolute nowhere on the edge. He can see me, so he's smart. Sadly, there's a bus right here, so it's kind of hard for me to actually get to him. But because he's Cloud Trap, I can see exactly where he is. I'm gonna just wait to see exactly where he is, and then I'm gonna go after him. So if my drone scans him, he'll get slowed down. He does. I could have maybe swung right there and hit him, but I didn't want to risk it, so I didn't do it. Now keep in mind, he is teabag me. He is. Okay, sir. I don't know why survivors teabag when they're just gonna die. Like, watch and learn. Like, literally, he's going to teabag. He's going to probably just get down like in 7 seconds and then die. Like, hello. So he's gonna vault everything, get slowed down, and just die. I don't know why he teabagged. Like, okay, I don't. Whatever. No flash I save for you and die. Yay, we did it. This is first hook, by the way. So that's kind of funny. But maybe he teabagged because he wanted me to chase him on purpose. That way his teammate will be able to do stuff. But the problem is they have 1 person dead, and I'm pretty sure. There we go. Deadman switch. I love Deadman. I should really use Deadman switch in more of my builds. I just don't use it. It's such a good perk. Like, you catch survivor off guard, and the perk activates. Now I know some people. Well, let me first that. I've only heard his opinion from like 1 person, and it was definitely True Talent, by the way. If you haven't heard of True Talent before, then look up True Talent on YouTube and on Twitch. But basically he said that he didn't like the new Deadman switch, and that it has so much counterplay because it only works on 1 gen. So basically you can just go on 1 gen that already had no progress and then block it for 3 seconds, and then the other generators automatically don't have to worry about Deadman switch anymore, which is definitely the truth. Now right here, I stopped chasing this guy. I heard the guy got off the hook, and I was like, what? And I was looking around for whoever unhooked them, and then it took me like 20 seconds to realize, wait a minute, he has deliverance. And then as a result, I ended up realizing my mistake, and I go back towards over here and try and chase the guy again. And I felt kind of bad, and I felt kind of stupid too, because I was like, I really just stopped the chase to try and go after that person. Also right there, I missed that hit, not because I'm bad. Well, I'm bad, but it's not because of that. It's because my controller sucks. Like, I have really bad controllers, and I play on console, so yeah, that's why that hit happened. But I tried to turn left, and my controller just went straight, and that's why I missed that hit. But I remember that vividly. Cause I was playing and I was like, why is my control not working correctly? And I was really hoping it wouldn't show up on the video because it sucks when that happens. But it did happen like that. Luckily for me, I ended up actually claw chopping him and getting a speed buff. And now he's injured. He's hindered. English. He's hindered. I said injured and hindered. I think that's not. And because he's hindered, or because he's deep wounded, he can't use that hard. So if he had that hard, it wouldn't matter anyway. And then we're gonna hook him, and I'm actually doing pretty well with this build because my terror is in random spots around the map, so it's really hard for the survivor to figure out where I am. So I'm gonna go back towards the generator right here because I'm already close to it. I'm going to kick it. It's actually the perfect gen to kick because literally it's across the entire map. So if there's no survivors on it, they won't even like hear terror radius. And if there is survivor on it, well then they'll hear terror radius and get scared to go on the gen. But more importantly, now I can go across the entire map and become untouchable, and the survivors have no idea where I'm coming from, except for this Ada who has eyes. So because of this reason, she's gonna see me. I'm trying to mind game, but again, I'm untouchable, so she doesn't know where I'm coming from. But she's like, actually, I'm going to just run for my life. I'm like, sure, you're right. So I'm pretty sure this pallet's down because I suck at the game. Oh no, it's up. That is bad. So she's gonna be able to drop the pallet down, but luckily for me, there's nowhere for her to go. So I'm gonna try and move this drone to hit her so I can get a speed buff, but I miss. But it's fine because there's nowhere she can go anyway, so she dead. I spit a dead hard, that's why I use my radar, but no. And basically the game is basically over because like there's nothing they can do. Because like I said before, it's really difficult to tell where I am. Like imagine having 2 different terror radiuses, and every time you disable a drone, you know the thing you're supposed to do to counter squad merchant, I get a benefit from it, and I actually move faster. So right here, I will put drones down. Because I expect the Ada to kill herself on the hook because she's probably like, you know what, I'm done. So I'm like, understandable. And there's no way she can win. So I'm trying to find the exit gates, and I'm going to purposely put my drone at the exit gates. That way, basically, there's no possible way that this last guy whose name I forgot already. I don't know his guy's name. What is this guy's name? Oh, Ash. It's Ash. Also, I remember I didn't show this in the video, but I remember they did bring an offering for the hat to spawn at the what's it called, near the shack. So as a result, I just immediately get rid of that, and I'm gonna place the drone right here so I become untouchable. Then I can go towards this exit gate and pretend as if like don't have a terror radius, and then I'm gonna put a drone next to the exit gate, and now there's basically no possible way that they can do it. They can do it exit gate without being seen. I love doing this drone tech exit gate, by the way. It's so great. All I have to do now, really, if I want to, is just go towards the hatch and just like make sure he doesn't have a random key. So that's what I just have to do. But I expect I expect him to just like go towards one of the exit gates and just like basically get injured. But we'll see what happens. But basically, that's what I do. It's a really good strategy. Basically, you just put 2 drones next to both exit gates. As a result, the survivor will never be able to actually open the gate without having to disable the drones, so you basically can see them. And they do try to do the exit gate. Well, they're underneath the drone, so they automatically become injured. And then this guy's like, okay, I understand my fault. And he's like, I give up. Please kill me. I'm like, I will hook you, or I can kill you. Yes. We all love Storm Murders Mori, even though it could be much better. I still like it. Murdered. Trash. Throw the trash on the ground, and then collect the drone. Every time she throws the body on the ground, it looks like she's just throwing a piece of trash on the floor. Like, this is good, be gone, garbage. But anyway, that was the video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I read every single comment, like I said before, and I love reading y'all's comments. Make sure you also join the Discord server. Link will be in the description. Make sure you post any builds, by the way, you have in the Discord server. I would definitely check them out. I honestly had a lot of fun using this build. This build is completely different from my normal builds. It only has 2 gen defense perks, and the 2 perks I'm using are like really funny. Just no terror radius, lol. Plus the ability to have unpublished manuscript, and it's really useful. Of course, if you look at their builds, they have this cookie cutter meta stuff, nothing new, nothing different. Besides self-care, I was really not expecting a self-care deliverance player, but that's kind of funny. But anyway, I will see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.